Sodexo is a food service and facility management corporation. They are one of the largest food service companies in the world as they employ about 420,000 employees and serve about 75 million people in over 80 countries. The company was founded by Pierre Bayonne in Marseille, France in 1966. He came from a family of entrepreneurs who knew about the food industry. His family owned and operated a maritime food business in France. But Bayonne decided that he wanted to step away from the family business and start a company of his own. Thus, Sodexo was born. In the beginning, the company only made sales and transactions in France. As the years went by, that changed, and in 1971, Sodexo was rampant all throughout Europe. In 1985, Sodexo crossed the Atlantic Ocean and was available and doing business in the Americas. In 1995, Sodexo was named the #1 food service company in the world, a great accomplishment for Bayonne and his young 30-year-old corporation. As displayed by their figures and rankings, in just fewer than half a century, Sodexo has become and is one of the major powers in the food service industry today.
All right. Maybe you can just introduce yourself.
My name is Tony Hall. I'm the General Manager for Dining Services for Sodexo here at Rowan University.
Okay. Can you tell us about your position with Sodexo?
Yeah, as General Manager, I'm responsible for everything that we do on campus for food. I have a staff of 10 managers and we have about 250 hourly employees. I'm responsible for all of those, as well as, the financial aspects of the account, our client relationships, quality of the programs, strategic, long-term planning, short-term planning, basically all aspects of the account.
What do you believe makes Sodexo competitive in this food service job market?
Well, we pay very competitive, wages both to our hourly employees and to our salary managers. Our benefit packages are, commensurate with the industry. We do a lot of training and, to do things to try and retain people, which is, makes us also competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So, having worked for 2 other companies in this industry as well, I know that Sodexo is probably more competitive in a lot of things we do for the job market because they have some additional programs that those other companies just didn't have.
Okay. And this one's not on here, but let me ask you this. If you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. Why should a school like Rowan or any other university choose Sodexo over other companies?
We are so heavily focused on the quality of food and the student and the program.
Mm-hmm.
I say, having worked for some other companies, everybody, says they're focused on it, but I know internally how focused we are on actually making our clients and our students happy. When we look at our entire program, it's really, we do focus groups to find out what people want versus just kind of putting things out there and hoping they're going to work or kind of going through it very blindly. So, when you partner with Sodexo, you're getting, we, like I say, our headquarters is in Gaithersburg. So you're actually getting a company that we do test product for food there. We're constantly reaching out to, partner with other companies. We partner with Guy Fieri. We're partnered with the founders for Woodstock, actually. We partner with a lot of people to really bring new things to the table, and it's all driven by what we believe the students want, what we're hearing from the students, and what we're hearing from our clients that's important. We also look to align ourselves with whatever the master plan for the campus is. We asked Rowan, what do you want to be in 10 years, and how can we be a part of that? We don't really have any interest in being a vendor. We want to be a partner on campus and really help the university get where they want to go.
Interesting. You said that guy, what did you say,
Guy Fieri.
He's
Yeah,
the one
chef.
from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dine-Ins.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, are there any new developments or breakthroughs in your company's quest to serve better food?
We never really kind of stopped that quest. Like I say, just from the partnerships we talked about and, our test kitchen in Gaithersburg, we look at, when I was there, we had a chef in the kitchen that was weighing out oat spelt cookies and doing a complete test on them to make sure that they met all of our requirements. And we do that with everything we purchase, and we look at the entire supply chain. If we're buying beef, we go to the farm, we go to the manufacturing facilities, we do everything in the entire supply chain to make sure everything is good. Like I say, we're always reaching out for new partnerships. I think we are about to ink a partnership with Panera Bread. Because yes, we do a great job at food, but we also know that there's some national brands out there that people really like. They have great products, and we think we can align with our strategic vision as well.
So is that maybe one of the reasons why you guys chose to do Rowan? You do business with Rowan as well. You liked.
Yeah, I mean, we choose clients basically from the standpoint of, are we a good fit? Is our company, because I mean, it is a marriage and it really should be a partnership. Does our goals and strategies of the company align with where that school wants to go? And we initially, I think, came to this campus 10 years ago. We looked at that and said, yeah, we see where Rowan wants to go, and we feel like we can partner with them and help them get there, and those goals match up with where we want to be as a company as well.
Okay, so I want to ask you now, how does Sodexo forecast demand here?
Basically, a lot of history. I mean, we've been here for 10 years, and we know how many students are on a meal plan, and we just look back at the prior history. We look at things like weather. If we get around holiday periods or breaks, we kind of know what the students have done in the past. Generally, we're very close on our forecasting numbers unless we get a major storm that came out of nowhere and was unforecasted. That sort of thing. Sometimes those are wrench at us, but for the most part, we're very close on our forecasting for our numbers.
You think there's any difficulty now with forecasting now that we're getting more and more students?
We simply, up the numbers as we get them in. I mean, part of our forecast is not just sheer numbers. We look and say, if we have, I'm using round numbers, 3,000 students in the meal plan, we generally see 76% for lunch. If we go to 35, we would still expect to see 76%, and then we'll see what the history does with that. So we're still, we can still get very, very close on those numbers.
Okay. Now, how is Sodexo looking to improve the dining experience for students at Rowan?
Well, we just actually finished completing a whole round of focus groups, 2 sets of surveys. And so we look at those surveys from not only the answers we get to specific questions, but also the verbatim answers where we say, tell us what you would like to see. And we look for trends. We know we can't be everything to everybody and make everybody happy because there's always these outliers. And right. So we also have to figure out there's the balance. We have students that are asking for more vegetarian and vegan items. We have students that are asking for chicken breast be available every meal. Yeah. Well, those can happen at the same time. We just got to figure out where they're going to fit. We do have a limited amount of space and where everything's going to fit. Right. But really, improving the dining experience really comes from the feedback of the students because every year we have an entirely new set of students, and one set of students leaves and new students come, and so we're constantly talking to them to find out what do you want, because improving the dining experience is really about aligning to what the students want to see, not about what we're going to try and push in front of them. Gotcha.
Now, another question is we always look at inventory costs for our companies that we've looked at in operations management. We've always seen that's always one of the biggest costs for a company. Mm-hmm. So how do you guys minimize inventory costs here at Sodexo?
Well, I mean, the basic product concept is really kind of just-in-time inventory. We don't stockpile anything. Okay. We order it as we need it. We're on a cycle menu, so we already know what we're going to be serving in 2 weeks, or in a week, that sort of thing. And so we order in things, as we need it. From a dollar standpoint, we don't generally carry more than a week's worth of product on hand. Okay. And that's really how we keep it low. Because the other side of it is, aside from the cost of having a lot of inventory, is the product freshness and the quality of that product. We don't want to keep it for a long time. A lot of our food comes in fresh, so it comes from our providers fresh. And so in some cases, there's days that have passed, only a few days from the time it was in the field to the time we have it in hand. We don't want things sitting in our coolers for a long time. So, we handle it from that standpoint.
Interesting. And how do you maximize employee retention rate here?
It's really about trying to, keep the employees happy. Like I said, we already pay very competitive wages, so employees don't leave us because they can get more money somewhere else. Okay. Our benefit package is commensurate, so they don't leave because this other company has better benefits. Beyond that, it's about keeping them engaged and letting them know that we're interested in their personal growth and their career growth. They have to know that there isn't really a glass ceiling for anybody. We have employees that were, I have a manager here that was an hourly supervisor 6 months ago, and 3 years ago was cashier, and now they're a salary manager. There's really kind of no limit to where you can go, and it's letting them know that this is not just a job. even if we hire you as a dishwasher, it can be a career. In my last account, I did actually have a salaried manager managing my Starbucks that had been hired as a dishwasher 4 years before.
Wow.
So, that there is, you limit your growth in this company. There is no artificial limits. And when people know that, they're much more interested in staying and trying to grow.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for your time.
Oh, no problem.
Which is very good.
Criteria in each form. We have minimum internal temperature requirements for raw foods, so certain different raw foods need to be cooked to certain internal temperatures to kill any pathogens that may be in the food.
Okay.
So, for example, chicken salmonella dies at 165, so we cook chicken to 165 degrees. Fish wouldn't have a salmonella in it, they may have other pathogens. Those are killed at 145 degrees, so we cook fish to 145 degrees. So they take the product, they write down what it is, they document the cooking time, they document the final cooking temperature, they taste everything, make sure that the flavor profile is correct, and then as we hold the food, we take temperatures every hour to ensure that the food's held at the proper temperature. Then if there's any leftover foods, they go into a cooling chart if we want to use those foods for another day. So you would put a start time, you have to get down to 70 degrees in 2 hours, and then you have to go from 70 to 40 in an additional 4 hours.
It's all data. Like Seth Mike, every time you do something, Seth Mike got my ear. Our date and everything. Right now. And they're breaking the skids down to put it in each box.
Okay.
Box 1 is all produce. Right here.
Oh,
Box 1 is all produce.
okay.
We neatly stack everything. Everything is dated.
Okay. Interesting.
So this is our vegetable box. Box 1. Box 2 is our produce box and cheese box. I mean, dairy box and cheese box. When I'm saying this, right behind you, Mike. Lunch meat, cheese. See how everything's arranged, everything's dated.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
And that's the reason you date it, so you know first that we wouldn't use this first because this is dated the 4th. We would use this first.
Okay.
That's the way it is.
FIFO.
Bye.
First in, first out. That's what, remember I told you?
Yeah. No, we learned that in accounting.
And here you go is the freezer items. See? I mean, it's chilly in here.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. That's it.
Thank you so much.